Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Honda Passport HPD Edition. Yes, Honda is HPDing the world. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Stockton 12 Honda here in Utah for giving me some time with this Passport. This particular one is still available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 280 horsepower and then 262 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, taking a look at the lights here, you guys can see you've got the daytime running lights, and then I love the look of the headlight. Notice how the grille is darker here. In the center, you got the Honda logo in the center as well, and then you got that chrome trim there at the top. Got your turn signal indicator at the bottom, and then parking sensors on the front end as well. And putting it all together, the Passport looks pretty sweet. Come around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 265, 45, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And then you guys can see how the wheels are all blacked out. You got the HPD logo there in the center as well. Now I've got these larger fender flares as part of this HPD package, and you guys can see the bodywork here on the bottom on top of that. And then of course we have our HPD decal there on the side. And then here's your full side view with the HPD package. I think it looks really cool, but what I think looks cooler is the Trail Sport version. So you can get the HPD package on the Trail Sport, and obviously it adds stuff like the more aggressive tires, but it just kind of has a cooler look overall. So here's our key fob. We have our unlock function or lock function, remote start to the opening here for the hatch, and then we've got the Honda logo there on the back end, and we'll just hold this down. Now, popping into the cargo area, first off, you guys can see we can pull this latch up right here, and we've got good storage space underneath. You've got these buttons to throw the seats down, and then we have a little outlets down below on top of that. And with all the seats folded down, we have quite a bit of storage space. And then when you're all done, just press this button and it will lower the hatch right back down. Now, taking a look at the taillights, it's pretty interesting how they're all red, because on the Trail Sport you've got like white in the center, so I think that's kind of interesting. But anyways, the trim piece goes across, it's all blocked out. You got the regular badges here, and then look at the exhaust tips at the bottom. We also have parking sensors. Putting it all together, let me know what you guys think about this HPD package, but I think it looks pretty snazzy on the Passport. Now, taking a look at the door panel here in the rear, you guys can see all of the padding and the stitching down below. We've got some cup holder action and more storage down below that. More stitching in the seat, you can see perforated all down the center, and then you've got your adjustment there on the side. Legroom back here is really solid. We've got a little storage pocket, we've got some vents here in the center, and then some USB action. Don't worry, I never forget. Cup holder armrest, and then headroom back here. It's good. And then taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see again with all of the trim here. Window controls, notice front two are automatic. And we've got our memory seat function here. We've got that for the hatch, and then the gas cap release. And then there's a quick look at the mirrors themselves. And then with the front seat, you can see with the stitching and then perforated all down the center, you've got your power adjustments on the side. And then we've got our thing for the parking sensors here, your collision assistance, and then you've got your lane departure, stability control, your mirror adjustments, and then your econ mode, and then the steering wheel is manually adjustable. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see how you've got like the golf ball texture here on either side. I think that's pretty cool, and then just smoother there at the bottom and at the top. We've got adaptive cruise control with steering assist. We got our controls for center stack, voice command controls, turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, and we got paddle shifters there on the back of the steering wheel as well. And then here is the center gauge cluster. You guys can see the RPMs there, front and center. And as for the rest of the screen itself, we can basically scroll through some different menus, see different bits of info on the car. I think the all-wheel drive torque would be pretty cool to see. And then we do have some drive modes. So we've got normal, snow, mud, and then sand mode that we can go into. In reverse, we have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and resolution on the camera is pretty solid. You got the different viewpoints on it as well. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time with this is really solid, and we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integrated, and then you got little shortcuts buttons there on the side with the volume control. Dual zone climate controls here for the front. You do have your own climate zone there on the rear as well. You can control from the front. We've got heated seats up here. We've got a little storage area with some charging ports and then our wireless phone charging pad. We have our transmission selector here, and notice we've got your drive, then you can also pop it into the S mode, which is the sport mode. Drive mode select, you've got your auto stop start, some cup holders, and then the center console. And notice we've got some more charging ports in there. And then got the glove box as well, and then you can see the nice padding on the dash. Got a sunglass holder up here, and then controls for the sunroof. We do have a regular sunroof at the top, and then just a darker colored headliner. Now it's kind of hard to see the window sticker because there's quite a bit of glare. This is a Passport EXL. The HPD package costs $2,900. Total MSRP is $45,800. And let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear, and, well, let us set off in our Honda Passport HPD package. I'm sure this is probably going to drive like a regular Passport because ultimately it's just some wheels and a decal and some fender flares. But we can still talk about how the Passport drives, right? That's always important. Man, there's no traffic. I'm surprised. With the time of day that it is, there's usually a lot of traffic here, but I guess not today for some reason. So yeah, ride quality is really good. It's the first thing I'm noticing. Yeah, it kind of just like floats over everything. It's cool. Steering is light, but direct. Drives really well. The thing I love about Honda's SUVs, or just their cars in general, is they all drive really well. Like the chassis tuning and everything, and the suspension tuning, it's always rock solid. And this road right here is pretty bumpy, and so this will be a good test of kind of the suspension comfort. I guess we just got a free car wash there because the sprinklers. It does a good job. So we're gonna pop it into the S setting, so it'll be a little bit more aggressive with the transmission and everything. Okay, well, we are finally gonna be able to get up and get our acceleration here and see how this V6 performs. Pretty good, pretty good. It's interesting to see the all-wheel drive split. It actually looks like it sends more power to the front. Yeah, it looks like it sends more power to the front. When I get into it initially, it's front and then it goes to the rear. Like right now, it's, yeah, for a second there was all front. So it does have, you know, the driving characteristics of, you know, more front wheel drive based vehicle. Yeah, this is again where you see the handling. It's so, it's just, it's like a good combination between good handling and then also enough like floatiness that it's not like harsh over bumps or anything. Capping things off, HPD package, is it worth the $2,900? You know, I think it just depends. I think it's a personal taste thing. You know, when it comes to wheels and fender flares and decal, right? I know some people are gonna be like, that's not $2,500 for the stuff, and it's like, well, it depends. I mean, there are some places that'll charge you a lot more than $2,900 for a set of wheels, right? It depends on the type of wheels and everything. So throw in the fender flares and the decal and everything, and yeah, it's, you know, I'd say it's pretty reasonable for the price. So obviously it doesn't add any like performance or anything to it. It's just all about looks. So if you want your Passport to look more aggressive, right, that's what this HPD package does. And kind of like I said early in the walk around, I think the HPD is best when put on the Trail Sport package. Actually, there you go, Trail Sport package, because it just, I don't know, it just makes sense with the off-roader. But let me know what you guys think about this.